All right. So I'm trying this one more time. I went live a second ago and it stopped for some reason. So yeah, I'm gonna say so it's Mercury retrograde. Techie stuff is known to happen, but maybe we start collectively deciding that it doesn't actually, you know, become more of a challenge. How about we actually work with it so that it becomes a little bit more beneficial, like staying live. That would be great. All right, so here we go again. Let's try this one more time. So, yeah, it was really, really awesome this weekend. I'm just going to start again and say it was really awesome this weekend to see a few of you. And that was really fun. We did so many readings that day. It was like back to back to back readings uh, for a long time during that show. The Psychic and Healing Fair up in Shasta. If you haven't been, it's really fun. It's really sweet. It's small, but it's also just right next to the headwaters, which are a very special place if you've never been. So basically, you can just fill up your water container as it's coming out of the mountain. It's pretty amazing. So yeah, I always go there whenever I'm in Shasta, just fill up my water. So cheers, cheers, cheers. So yeah. Um the other thing that I was gonna say is that me and Lisa are gonna be hosting a new moon event. We're gonna be doing this on September 25th at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It would be amazing to see you there. If you'd like to join us and set your intentions. So the registration for that is down below in the description, down there. Hey, Jasmine, hi, you're here. Excited to see you. So good. This is what live is all about, having people to interact with and trying this out. So this is awesome. So what I wanted to do actually was just we're going to light a little bit of sage and actually I feel inclined to do some sweetgrass. And sweetgrass is just inviting the good spirits in, everything that is good and beneficial for us. So yeah, let's just get that going. It smells so nice. We'll just set the stage to do a really beautiful reading. When I was checking in earlier, pretty much I got this feeling that we have all kind of leveled up, that there is something that we had just kind of boop. Yeah, it came across in the reading before of, certain things that we are starting to master. And that, yeah, that we're all kind of accelerating in this kind of time. And it might kind of feel a little crunchy and a little bit all right, we're moving through some layers. And this for sure, this is a growing learning edge for me as well, getting out of your comfort zone and starting to do things that you haven't tried out before, because it's that's one of the ways that we actually create new and different realities for ourselves, by trying things out and seeing what happens. So I pulled a card and it said graduation. And I think this past full moon, we graduated from something. So I actually wanted to check in with the guides and talk to them about that and see what kind of information they've got for us about that today. So, and also, if you are joining and jumping in, ask your questions. And if you've got anything specific that you'd like me to ask and pull a card on, that would be great. So let's just go ahead and get started. So we'll tune in to our guides. And I do actually strongly feel that whoever is here, that this is a little group of soul. Oh, is that my daughter coming in? It's actually just very windy. My house has been blowing around a little bit. So that was not my daughter coming home. But that we're actually all soul tribe, that we meet here collectively because we all have something in common. And I do really feel that in the ethers we are connected in so many beautiful ways. So we'll just connect. I've already got the candle going from the last time. Actually, look at what just popped out. Mirror reflection. So mirror reflection, that we're mirrors for each other. And so this group that we collect here and do readings every week, we're mirrors for each other. And so what's going on with each of us actually is really important to share, because it's actually healing everybody at the same time. So I want to pull a guide for us. Let's go ahead and do that. Let's pull a guide. Let's see what guide is going to come out for us. Oh, thank you. That's so beautiful. I so love the connection that we're starting to form here. It's just really, really cool. I'm in Petaluma. So that is about an hour north of San Francisco on the West Coast. Yeah, this is so cool. So let's just go ahead and pull a guide. Oh my gosh, I already got one. I got one. Ooh, look at that. We got White Witch. Ooh, which I love. I love that. Be the light with the owl. I get such strong Artemis vibes from this. I just feel like she just knows her way. She knows the intention of what she's trying to create. And you see how she's got this butterfly next to her? She's not afraid to change. She's so connected to nature and the elements. So with this card, I'm actually starting to feel like maybe we cast a little circle and really just set the intention here, asking this kind of Artemis, beautiful white witch energy to help us cast that circle. And so going around, I personally like to start in the east. I know many traditions have different directions that they start. But I personally love starting in the east because for me it's just the direction of sunrise, and it's the place of rebirth, and so we're birthing the circle. So we'll just welcome into the east and the energies there. And for me, that is connected to Archangel Raphael. Again, these are all, we humans decided where to put these directions and in a certain way. And so many traditions have different ways of looking at that too. But for me, it's Archangel Raphael, who's in the east, connected to the sunrise and to the healing arts. And so we'll call him in. And then I like to move clockwise. So actually, no, oh my gosh, I'm disoriented. Mercury. We're doing this mirror reflection thing, aren't we? So clockwise. So going to the south, we will invite that fire energy, the fire energy of the south. And I just pulled in another card. Stag. Wow. So the stag is coming actually in with the south energy. But the south energy, I attribute that one to Archangel Michael. And with the sword of truth and that energy of the inner child in the south. And so now we'll keep on going, and we will go spiraling to the west. And in the west is water. And for me personally, west actually is the ocean, which I think is great. So that always helps me orient. But in the west, I also feel that It's Archangel Gabriel. Gabriel is the messenger of the gods. And just new birth, and actually it is where the sun sets. So that is the end. So it's like the sunrise and the sunset. Oh my goodness. I'm just pulling all animals. So we're definitely working with the elements. We're working with the seasons. This is interesting. I'll show you the cards in just a second as we keep weaving our circle. But going now to the north, and that is the place of our ancestors. And I always feel that, to me, Mount Shasta is in the north. And so I always think of the north being mountain energy and elder energy. And that's also where I attribute Archangel Uriel. So yeah, so there we go. We are casting a circle of this very healing light. And then down below, reaching our roots down to the earth and pulling up that delicious Mama Earth energy. And then pulling down above, that really beautiful celestial starlight energy. And within this space, we are so protected and so nurtured. And all of the cards that come out will be valuable for us on our path forward. And now I'll take you through the cards that just came out as I was shuffling, going through the directions. So in the south, we had the stag. And that stag, wow, I actually do have an antler up there that is one of those pieces for me that will always be super special. I actually got to see the stag that it came from. So this to me always makes me feel very protected. And so right now we've got such a circle of protection going on. And then when I was calling in the west, I don't know why my directions are all topsy-turvy, but it's the energy of the wolf. And it says, take care of your needs, winter. And, right now, obviously, it's summer, but on the East Coast, on the West Coast for us, the water is very cold, very, very cold, very deep, very dark. And so I'm getting that feeling of, this wise wolf, that energy of the cold and the yin energy of the dark. And so protecting the things that are starting to end their cycles. And then in the north, I got spring with the rabbit. So these are our protecting animals for today. And now let's actually get into the reading. So let's actually tap into what the guides want us to know today, what they want us to hear. And check that out. Let's see. I'm reading the comment. Let's see. Oh my goodness. And this just popped out as I'm reading your comment. So let's see what it says. Yeah, just okay. So what I got from the comment that was just put in there was karmic relationships, right? Karmic relationships, and these come through with so many different relationships that we have. And one of the biggest ones, karmic relationships that we have, is our family of origin, our birth family. There's no denying that. Earth school is so that we can learn from our family that we were birthed into. And boy, is that a wild ride sometimes. And I know sometimes it feels like it can be so difficult to navigate those relationships, or sometimes they're really beautiful. That can be both. But in some way or another, we did choose to have those members of the family teach us things, and we also teach them things. So let's pull a little bit of that. Karmic relationships. So, what is it that the guides want us to know about that? Because it's definitely something all of us, every single one of us here, we're birthed into a family, and we got to navigate that one, right? So let's see what message is coming through for the work that we do with our birth family. The work that we do with our birth family. Okay. So I'm getting this card. This one is Inner Earth. It says, "You will survive this. New solutions and beginnings." And Inner Earth, I've actually been researching Inner Earth a little bit because it's a fascinating topic. Fascinating. There are lots of Inner Earth stories where there actually are there's myths and tales and legends of being able to go into the earth and meet civilizations that live there. Shambhala is one of them. Agartha is another. I'm trying to think of all the other inner earth myths and legends we have, but they talk of a like Eden type place. If you think of the legends of Shambhala, you go into a secret place in the mountain, and there's a light and nature, unlike what we have on the surface, and light that's not the sun, but it's also bright and you can see. And it's interesting because I have done different shamanic journeys because I was curious. I want to see. And when you weave your imagination in with this, your guides take you to different places, and your imagination weaves with truth in a certain way. And so, of course, I will never know if this is true or not. But I journeyed into Mount Shasta, and in Mount Shasta, I actually saw light. It felt bright and it felt lush and green on the inside of the mountain. And I didn't get a whole lot from that, aside from a new perspective of being. But this to me looped with the karmic relationships. Like, what is that actually telling us on a practical level? The myths and legends are fun, but let's get like more of the practical message is grounding into the nurturing depths of your own being, so that when you do get triggered by outside relationships, let's say you get in a disagreement with your parent, then, trying to actually go into your own inner earth and see where in your body that was affecting you. And this might be something you have to do by yourself, so that you can really just process your feelings. But like, go into your inner earth deep inside and actually take a look at where that is starting to affect your inner Shambhala, your inner temple, and take a look and see what's that triggering, because everything is a lesson, everything is important. And in fact, I have heard that triggers are our best friends. And why are triggers our best friends? Why? Because they're like so freaking frustrating, but at the same time they're actually showing us things that are karmic lessons that are ready to be purged, ready to be released, ready to be moved through and felt. One of the only ways that we can actually heal and move through these different triggers is to deeply feel them, and continue to deeply feel them until that feeling actually runs its course. And you can kind of think back to certain times where you were very emotionally triggered by a certain event, and you've done some healing. And when you reflect now, the emotion is not quite so passionate, and it doesn't stir up the same emotion. Like I can talk about things that have happened to me now, and I almost feel like it's such a distant memory that it just now it's just a story that I can tell, but it doesn't have an emotional surge to it. And that to me actually says that that piece of the puzzle is complete, it's healed, and now that story can then benefit somebody else's who is actively going through whatever that same trauma or, emotional trigger is. So, let's actually look a little bit more because this is something I think all of us collectively experience. So, I really want to pull a guide for this. When we're actually going through these emotional issues with friends, with parents, with bosses, like this is everywhere, right? We don't get to be without relationship. There's no isolation from people on this earth plane. And even when we are completely isolated, we're in relationship with ourselves. And there's no running away from you either. So let's go ahead and get a guide that can help when we are sitting in those feelings and we know that, wow, it just fell right out. But we know that we need to feel it, and who can help us get through? Who can hold our hand as we're feeling it and just help us breathe. Oh my gosh, look at this. I didn't even see it until you guys saw it. High Priestess. The High Priestess. Oh my gosh, harness the mystic power. Dude, okay, so on this channel so far, we talked to many different goddesses, and Sekhmet has been here, Isis, Nephthys. Um, I mean, later actually, I'd love to do a Kuan Yin reading because I've been um, just getting back in touch with that piece of myself. But High Priestess energy. You are a high priestess. Everyone here, whether you are male or female, you have that magic power within you. So what I'm getting from this is, first of all, calling in if you relate to this, call in a goddess that helps you, call in your power animal, call in your higher self. That is the best ally in all of this is you. And the way that I phrase that is the divine part of you, the part of you that has already gone through the trigger, has already gone through the emotional upheaval, and has gone through the other side, because that piece of you lives in all time frames. It lived in the past, in the present, and in the future. And so you can call it your future self, your eternal self, but call that piece of you in when you are having, or, sometimes it's hard to do it in the midst of those feelings. But if you can remember, call that piece of you in as you're having those big feelings and ask it to be your guide and ask it to hold your hand. And it will. Undeniably, it will. And it will absolutely, without a doubt, be your best friend in the process and help you get clear on why it's coming up for you and how to resolve it. So, yeah. Dang, this is amazing. This is amazing. I love this. So, yeah. Let's go ahead and let's I'm getting all like chills from this one. So, let's see where to go with it. I want to go back to that piece of us leveling up, because I really do feel that this full moon seriously activated a bunch of our inner light, and definitely a side effect, a little bit of turning on this inner light as we become more aware of things around us. And I would love for the guides. Ooh, crystal recommendation. You got it. Let's actually do that. Where are my crystal cards? See, this is why live is going to be so much fun. Um, Yeah, because we actually just like prompt from the crowd. So thank you, Jasmine, for that. Let's see. My crystal cards are right here. Wow, look at who is on the bottom of the deck of animal totems. Spider. And this one is the Zig Zag Spider, and that everything is connected. And it's just reminding me, like, it's just so sweet to have this connection with you all and to do this together. Yay. Okay, so let's go ahead and see our crystal ally in this process. Again, the cards just fall right out. So this one is Howlite. I heard tech. I love Technofly. I love Technofly too. That just makes me laugh. Oh my gosh. Technology and like Mercury retrograde is just playing a number on us right now. But okay, so Howlite. I use Howlite a lot actually for breath work. Howlite is a great stone for getting centered. This is a fascinating picture, and I will grab the book in just a second and read from what it says. But look at it actually has like tea. I want this to focus. Focus, focus, focus. I hope it's focusing. Anyway, there's like this tree of life almost sprouting out of a teacup. And this tea is like pouring down. Oh my gosh, what an incredible image. I'm going to grab the book. Let's see what she says because I love the way she writes. We'll just grab them all. I'm like so not sponsored by this lady, but please, I will. I love you. I love this lady. Howlite 43. Where are you? There we go. This picture is much bigger. Take a look at that. Wow, huh? What an interesting image. Okay. So here we go. It says, soft is not a word usually used. Oh my God, let me start over. Good grief. All right. Soft is not a word usually used to describe a stone, but it suits Howlite just right. Shh, she whispers to your monkey mind. Come back to center, sit in stillness. It's not that Howlite wants you to curl back into bed with a cup of chamomile tea and call your day done. Quite the opposite. I mean, that is black tea. I think this is a highly caffeinated kind of sit down. Howlite knows that your projects and adventures, your conversations and relationships will slide into flow and synchronicity when you yourself are unruffled. You are the foundation. Come from your center, undistracted by excess aggravation and random irritations. This is where your power lies. There's a still point within you. Howlite advises, allow yourself to sink into it. Wow. I mean, that is like right on point. And I'm so glad that you recommended doing a crystal card because Howlite coming in as an ally right now in this kind of work, this is, we're actually talking about shadow work here. That when we dive into these deep feelings and allow them to be felt, Howlite is going to be a very good ally in this job because it's going to give you some space to breathe and to sit still and allow it to move through. And I get breath with this along with, it's interesting with the black tea that it's kind of a supercharged caffeine kind of thing, but not so much in the way that caffeine kind of gives you a buzz. This is talking about alert so that you're able to actually sit with your feeling and be aware and not drop into the story of it because that's not the point here. The point is to drop into the feeling and let the feeling just move through. And if we get too like attached, Like these roots, this tree is allowing everything to kind of flow right through. If we're holding on too tightly to different pieces, um, that feeling is actually going to get lodged in different parts of our body. This is actually what pain is. Pain is um, like unprocessed emotional energy. And when it actually gets stuck, it's partly because we haven't literally moved our body, and it's also because we're not like spiritually moving. So this is so yin, this water. So I love to make elixirs, but I don't know if howlite is a good stone for elixirs. With different stones, they're actually not okay to put in the water, but you can put next to the water with crystals. If you've got a pointed crystal, any crystal with a point, and then taking a tumbled stone, and if you put the tumbled stone and then the crystal point, and then your glass of water, that you can, with your intent, ask the crystal to please move through, into the glass, and it will. And then you've got howlite water. And I think drinking howlite water just consistently with this in this time where everything is kind of accelerated and we're kind of having some heightened emotions right now. Yeah, almost everything is in retrograde right now. So we are in a period of going deep with these feelings and reflecting on them. So there we go. I also want to pull an animal for us. I do love working with the animals. Animal guides are they're just they're just blessings. So let's see what animal guide is coming in for us right now. None of them are popping, so it looks like I have to make a choice. Or is it there we go. I tease my cards. Let's see. Now if this is not a sign, look at that. Look at that. The cat. And it specifically says tabby cat, but just because, Spirit has this many pictures to choose from, I do actually feel that it is referring to the bigger lions, the bigger cats in the cat world. Um, this is again like Sekhmet energy. Look at this card. If you actually have a cat at home, even better. That's incredible because then you can connect with your cat. So, and I'm also seeing the Ankh energy. So again, this is a temple high priestess totem animal for us right now. So wow, my goodness. I also think that getting an herb, I'm definitely feeling to do all three: the stone, the animal, and the herb. So let's see which plant ally, that was it. The plant ally that's going to help is dandelion. Dandelion. Dandelions are actually really good for clearing out different like the lymphatic system, the liver. Dandelions are excellent in tincture or in just tea to clear out toxic emotions and actually heavy metals. Dandelion is incredibly healing for that, and it also infuses your system with that solar energy, that sun. And then what's also beautiful is that dandelions, when they go to seed, we pick them and make wishes, right? So, what that is also talking about is after you've kind of gone through this process of like deeply feeling your emotions, just watching this flow, allowing your wish to actually take flight and move out into the universe, where the universe can then catch your wish and allow it to come back to you in some way. So again, it's like that act of, if you try to make a wish with a dandelion, but then you catch all of the seeds, that you're it's kind of missing the point. Like the point is actually to allow your wish to move through. And so this is with everything. Our wishes, our heavy emotions, our light emotions, all of it, we are designed to allow things to move in and around and through us. So I think that's incredible. I'm gonna read right and see. Yeah, the ancient Egyptian. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, and then sacred medicines, of course. So, all of these different the ways in which we connect to plant allies, um, and especially like when we're talking about, like recreational. I use that in quotes, recreational, because sometimes sometimes the medicine will find you even if you think that you're just goofing around. And, with the recreational herbs, these are also very sacred teachers, and sitting with intention with, if you are actually going to like, cuz I don't know if everybody can read the comments, but somebody mentioned about using cannabis as herbs, and it's like using that with sacred intention, powering those two together, potent learning. So, if that is something that you do, whisper a little intention into it and then see what it tells you, because it will definitely guide you. I believe she, meaning cannabis, is a white witch for sure. So, yeah, my friends, this has been lovely. And it's been so nice to do this live. I think I'm going to do this more often because it's just great to interact and actually have this like back and forth, and I would love to see more of you here. If I'm not sure what time of day is usually good, but I'm thinking for me, because I love numbers and things like 222 or 111, like those kind of times of day for me, I'll probably hop on. And yeah, I'll have to see you in the next round. Thank you so much. So, from here, we're going to thank our guides and our ancestors and the herbs, all of the sacred animals and crystals that came in to help and assist. And love to you, love to everyone. And I'll see you again in the next one. Bye.